Anybody here tell me the problem with leaving the skin on your chicken? The fat. 90% of the chicken fat is in the skin, not in the meat. How many of you here know that chicken fat has 3 times more bad cholesterol than beef fat does? It is the worst fat you can put in your body. Now, holy smokes, that's a huge chicken breast. Are we still getting these from Dolly Parton Farms? Look at the kids. They don't even know who Dolly Parton is. Ask your dad. He'll tell you. If you like regular fried chicken, on the count of 3, you say cook. If you like southern fried chicken, you say y'all cook. Ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3. You're going to have southern fried chicken. No, we're going to do a lemon thyme chicken, ladies and gentlemen. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take your zester grater from your blade set. Remember, every set of blades comes with a zester grater. And I'm going to zest a fresh lemon all over that chicken breast. Anybody here use fresh lemon zest when you're cooking? Brightens up the flavors of the food, especially when you're using herbs and spices. How many of you here know that lemon zest actually has more lemon flavor than the juice does? A lot of folks don't realize that, but the zest actually has more lemon flavor. And you have to use far less of it than you do the juice as well. Now, to that lemon zest, we're going to add some fresh rosemary. I also chopped up some fresh thyme. I had a little extra thyme this morning. Wow, tough crowd today. Oh, look, I have a little thyme on my hand. Wow, tough crowd today. Now, I'm going to hit it with a dash of salt. Get that off of there. And, ooh, how many of you here like sweet potatoes or yams? Oh, good. Now, I use sweet potato and yams for 2 reasons. 1, I love them. 2, they're loaded with sugar. When the sugar caramelizes on the bottom of that pan, it turns black. Now, look up here. There is no more room on the cooking surface for these potatoes. Where am I going to put these potatoes? On top of the other potatoes. And both are going to cook just fine. Okay? Now, how long did we say it would normally take for us to fry chicken and baked potatoes at home today? An hour. I had a woman tell me 2 days. She said one day to get in the mood, the other day to do it. I had one fellow tell me the only thing his wife makes for dinner anymore is a reservation. Well, she was a horrible cook. She used her smoke detector as the timer. That's a bad cook, right? Now, since you're all not going to wait around that long till my chicken's done cooking, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to set my timer here for 12 minutes. In 12 minutes, we are going to turn the chicken. What are we going to do in 12 minutes? In 15 minutes, we're going to have a fluffy baked potato and fried chicken. Okay? All right, last call on the mini spatulas. Who did not get a mini spatula? Here you go. Oops. There you go. There you go. Over here. This is my last demonstration, so make sure everybody gets one of those. No, I would not do I did not mean for her. I went for you. Oh, God, that's terrible. Look up here. Here comes my favorite part of this demonstration, ladies and gentlemen, because now I really get to show you all what this machine can do. For those of you that just joined us, this is our kitchen cutter. This is not a show or a fair gadget. We sell this machine to restaurants, hospitals, delicatessen, school cafeterias. Now, the machine works on any flat, dry surface. Simply press it down firmly. How many cones does it come with? 5 different cones. Hey, you're paying attention. How many of you here like stir fry? Anybody like stir fry? What is the hardest part about making stir fry? Cutting up all the vegetables. Watch this. Watch how fast I can put together stir fry. I'm going to use the rest of our carrots. To that, I'm going to add the rest of my zucchini, the rest of my yellow squash, and in literally seconds, I'm going to have a fresh vegetable stir fry. Watch this. Take your yellow squash, place it right onto the back of the hopper, just like that. Isn't that wonderful? And watch this. All the way down to that last little nub, throw it away. Take your zucchini the same way, and voila, you have a nice, fresh vegetable stir fry. How long would it take you to make that much stir fry at home today? A long time, especially if you had to cut all those little ridges in it. Right? Now, watch this. I get folks that tell me they can't eat cucumber because it gives them indigestion. Let me tell you a secret about cucumbers. Don't peel them. Underneath the peeling of a cucumber, there's an enzyme called pepsin. Oop. Oh, wow. That went fast. Now, Pam was only on there for a couple of minutes, ladies and gentlemen. That's all the energy it required to get to that proper cooking temperature. How long did I say that pan will continue to cook at that temperature? 40 minutes. Imagine how much money you would save if every time you cooked you could turn your burner off 1/3 in your normal cooking cycle. Save yourself a lot of money. Now, watch this. How many of you here know that there's an enzyme in cucumbers that actually reduces your body temperature? That's where they get the term cool as a cucumber from. Yes. Watch this. Bread and butter pickles, cucumber soup, cucumber salads, fresh cut cucumbers in seconds. Isn't that wonderful? Ladies, look up here. You go to the spa, they put 2 of these on your eyes, they charge you $100. Here you can do them for free, right? How many of you here like coleslaw? How many of you ladies or gentlemen buy pre-cut vegetables, salad mixes, coleslaws in those little plastic bags at the grocery store? We do it out of convenience, don't we? 90% of salad making is cutting or chopping. But here's the deal. I went to Ralph's the other day to get some supplies for our home show this weekend. Walked into the produce section, found a little 8-ounce plastic bag of pre-shredded green cabbage. They call that coleslaw. Anybody care to guess what that little 8-ounce plastic bag cost? $2.19. It was on sale. Do you realize even at that price, that's over $4 a pound for pre-shredded green cabbage? In the same department at the same store, cabbage was less than 80 cents a pound. Take your fresh cabbage head, cut it into wedges just like this. Each head will give you 6. Place the wedge in the palm of your hand, right on top of your kitchen cutter, give it a turn, and you make your own fresh coleslaw for less than 80 cents a pound. And watch this. All the way down to the last leaf in that nasty cord, throw it away. Remember, nothing in there to hurt you. That's perfectly smooth. This is the way we empty the machine out. Nothing here to hurt you. Put your finger inside the hopper, chef salad. The machine also comes with 3 speeds. This is slow, medium, and fast. But don't worry, it also comes with an automatic safety stop. You see, when these fingers hurt, this hand automatically stops every single time, I guarantee it. Watch this. All the way down to the last leaf in that nasty cord, throw it away. Now, coleslaw would not be coleslaw without a little fresh onion, but I get ladies that tell me they hate to use fresh onions at home. Why, girls? Makes you cry. Let me tell you a secret about using a fresh onion. Don't take the paper or the first layer of skin off your onions when you use them. Underneath that first layer of skin, there's an oil that evaporates as soon as you cut or peel the onion. That turns into a gas, and that's what irritates your eyes. So when you work with a fresh onion, leave the paper on it, you'll never have a problem with them. Onions are also great dietary food. Did you know that? You don't actually lose weight, you look smaller from a distance. Oh, they get better. Look at this, all the way down to that last layer of skin, the paper, throw it away. And inside you have all your whole fresh cut onions. Now liquefied onions and no tears. Isn't that amazing? Watch this. Anybody here use celery in your chicken salads, tuna salad, stuffing mixes? Now, look up here. On a serious note, if you or know someone that suffers from arthritis, tell them to put more celery in their diet. There's this enzyme in celery that actually reduces the inflammation of joints. So if you suffer from arthritis, put more celery in your diet. Now, the problem with celery, you all know, right? The strings. Watch this. Take those strings and place them to the back of the hopper on your kitchen cutter. Run it through your kitchen cutter, and you'll get whole fresh cut celery for chicken salads, tuna salads, stuffing mixes, celery soups, with no strings attached. Isn't that amazing? And then you also have your ribbon for Vegetable Awareness Week. Inside you have all your whole fresh cut celery for your chicken salads, tuna salads, stuffing mix. Isn't that wonderful? Anybody here like a little cheese on your salad? That's too bad I don't have any cheese. It's too expensive. So I use Cheese Plant. Y'all heard of Cheese Plant? Now, one of you here's heard of Cheese Plant? Sure you have. Only you all know it better as butternut squash. See, it looks like cheese. Much, much better for you than cheese. How many of you here know that butternut squash actually has more beta-carotene than carrots? It's the sweetest vegetable in the garden. Now, the problem with these squashes is they got a really tough rind on them, like a pumpkin. Take that rind and place it to the back of the hopper on your kitchen cutter. Run it through your kitchen cutter and see it looks like cheese. Much, much better for you than cheese. And this amazing machine will take the rind right off for you. Isn't that amazing? And inside you have what looks like real fresh cheddar cheese. Doesn't that look like real cheddar cheese? For years I had my kids fooled. But as they got older, they realized it doesn't melt. Now, how many of you here are impressed with this machine? And if I was to give a couple of these away at the end of this demonstration, who would take one? This is my last demonstration of the home show. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you we are going to be giving a few of these away. Now, should you receive this machine for free or you choose to purchase it, remember rule number 1, don't put it away. Because what happens to things that we put away? You don't use them, right? Out of sight, out of mind. Now, this machine comes in 2 pieces. This part is dishwasher safe. But actually, the hardest part about cleaning this machine, simply wiping it off with a paper towel. Don't put it away. Leave it sit out on top of your counter. It takes a very, very little space on your counter. All the cones, remember it comes with 5. All those cones stack up nice and neat. It is always ready to use the next time you are. That is our kitchen cutter. Wow. I can't wait to get back to that nursing home. They're so happy to see me there. They're happy to see anybody there. Hey, look up here. I got the recipe for this salad out of Prevention Magazine. They call that salad the cancer vaccine of the future. They tell us if you'll eat a salad like that 3 to 5 times a week, you can reduce your chance of internal cancer by as much as 85%. That's a lot. That salad is loaded with beta-carotene, fiber, riboflavins. You don't have to eat the whole bowl, just 3 to 5 servings. Who did not get a ticket to the door prize? Did not get a ticket to the door prize. Everybody got a ticket to the door? Chris, can you make sure everybody gets a ticket to the door prize? This is my last demonstration. This is my last call on the door prize tickets. If you didn't get a ticket to the door prize, raise your hand up. Chris is going to come out and get one of those to you. They tell us in Prevention Magazine, ladies and gentlemen, if you'll eat a salad like that 3 to 5 times a week, you can reduce your chance of internal cancer by as much as 85%. That's a lot. How many of you here would like to stay cancer-free? How many of you would like to lose a little weight, lower high blood pressure, feel 10 years younger? Little kids, put your hands down. How many of you here are sick and tired of feeling sick and tired? Change your diet. You'd be amazed on how much better you feel, how much more energy you'd have if all you did was incorporate more fruits and vegetables in your diet. Am I telling the truth? Try it for 1 week. You'll feel like a different person. Okay? What is that timer telling me? Time to turn the chicken. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you remember, there is no grease, no oil, no fat, no lard in that skillet. The absence of those oils does require a special technique for turning food. So please pay close attention. As I turn the chicken and potatoes in our liquid core electric skillet. Okay, we turned the chicken and potatoes.
That was easy.
You didn't see that? Okay, pay attention. Just fooling with you. Remember that oil permanently sealed inside that pan? Evenly distributing the heat all along the bottom and up the sides? I don't have to touch the chicken or the potato. Both will be cooked all the way through. And it doesn't matter if it's 1 piece of chicken or 10. And it doesn't matter if the chicken is raw or rock solid frozen. It is still the same amount of time. That's our liquid core electric skillet. They introduced these skillets in 1958, ladies and gentlemen. Quickly became the flagship of our company. All right, couple more minutes, we're going to eat. How many of you ladies here would like to have dinner ready in less than 15 minutes total cooking time? How many of you men would like to have dinner ready in less than 15 minutes? Heck, how many of you men would just like to have dinner ready? That's not fair, fellas. It's because our ladies don't have the right tools at home. Right, ladies? Right, ladies? That's why I like to see men in the audience, because men understand the importance of having good tools to work with, don't we, fellas? Look at our garages. We got riding lawnmowers, gas weed eaters, cordless drills. How many of you ladies here have a riding vacuum cleaner? No riding vacuum cleaner? You know the average family of 4 will cook 1.5 meals a day, 60 meals a month, 700 meals a year. The average woman will cook between 35 and 50,000 meals in her lifetime. That's a job, isn't it? No matter how you look at it, that's a real job. And that's why I like to see men in the audience, because men understand the importance of having good tools to work with. What's your name, sir? Dave. Hi. Good. If you were Dave, if you were going to cut down 50,000 trees in your lifetime, partner, all by yourself, would you use an axe or a good chainsaw? A good chainsaw. What's your name, sir? Sam. If you were going to work on 700 cars every year all by yourself, would you go to Kmart, Walmart, Target, or the dollar store and get a cheap set of tools, or would you get Craftsman or Snap-on? You get Snap-on. And you notice, ladies and men hang up their tools in their garage and sheds with pride. You don't hang up your tools, do you, ladies? You hide them underneath your kitchen counter. And ladies, when you go get your tools out to go to work, I bet it sounds a little something like this. Where the heck is that lid? I know this thing. And it looks like this. I went to your house before I came to work today, didn't I? And you know the sad truth is a lot of us are using stuff that looks very similar to that. None of it matches. Most of them don't have lids. Some don't even have handles. How many of you here believe the kitchen is the most expensive room in the house? If you don't believe the kitchen is the most expensive room in the house, wait till you take a little walk around our home show here today. We spend a lot of money in our kitchens, don't we? And yet the most expensive room, the most important part of the most expensive room in the house, which are the tools of the kitchen, sadly a lot of us are using stuff that looks like that right there. Let me show you some of this stuff. This was Granny's favorite cookware, porcelain steel. She called it her two-season pot. It was her favorite. In the summertime she would use it to cook corn. In the wintertime she'd put it under her bed. You're all city folk, aren't you? She had a canopy bed. Never mind. Some of these you won't get till tomorrow. They'll still be funny. You're having a really good time here, aren't you? You need to get out more. We call these the wedding pans. These were a very popular wedding gift for many, many years. It's called Revereware. Everyone knows that copper is the best conductor of heat, but copper is very expensive. That's why the layer of copper on this cookware is thinner than a coat of fingernail polish. That's why you can't use abrasives to clean it. The biggest problem with this cookware, ladies and gentlemen, very, very thin. You get a lot of hot spots. Food will stick and scorch, so you have to use a lot of grease and oil so the food won't stick. Plus, they're real pain to keep clean, too. All right, let's see all the hands of those of you that own disposable cookware. Yeah, it's called Teflon. And then 6 months later, it's called Teflon. How many of you here know that Teflon is actually a chemical paint sprayed onto an aluminum pan? And how many of you here know that when you heat up that chemical paint, it emits a toxic gas? Enough gas that would actually kill a small bird or animal in the house. And just like any other paint, ladies and gentlemen, it begins to peel and chip. You get those big flakes in your food. You all thought that was pepper? That was paint. How many of you here know that Teflon is not part of the 4 major food groups? Don't eat Teflon. That's really, really bad for you. Now, the two best pans we had were aluminum and cast iron. Aluminum is good because it heats up quickly. The problem is it cools down just as fast. But there's also another major problem with aluminum cookware. Anyone know the names of the diseases that have now been associated with aluminum? Alzheimer's disease, Lou Gehrig's disease, Parkinson's disease, dementia. Let me make something perfectly clear. I am not a doctor. I'm a chef. I don't know if that's really true. But did you know that in this country it is illegal for veterinarians to feed animals out of aluminum bowls? Go to any Petco or PetSmart, you will never find one bowl or dish made of aluminum. They're all stainless steel. Why? What would the dog do to the dish after he was done eating the food? He kept licking the bowl. His tongue would get black. The dog would get sick and eventually die. So they've outlawed bowls and dishes made of aluminum for animals in this country. Yet you and I can go to Walmart, Kmart, Target, buy aluminum cookware, feed our families and our children out of it every single day. Where is the sense in that, right? Mother's favorite, the cast iron skillet. Great heat distribution, stays hot for a long, long time. Now, as you may or may not know, cast iron is a very porous metal. So before Mother could use her cast iron skillet, she had to season it or cure it. And what did she season and cure it with? Oil, grease, fat, lard. Then she cooked a little chicken on it and it would stick. And then she cooked some fish on it and it would stick. That's how Mother made fish sticks. See, I told you they were going to get better. And you notice how your cast iron skillet will get all gunked up, caked and layered on the outside? Did you know that that's actually the rancid food and the grease cooking all the way through the porous metal? You say it tastes like Grandma's cooking? It is Grandma's cooking. And she's been gone for years, you're still eating the food. Now, I showed you the rest. Now I'm going to show you the best, and then we're going to eat. You all hungry? Say yes. This is platinum cookware, ladies and gentlemen. The finest, most innovative cookware on the planet. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of my demonstration, it was tested and certified by the largest independent testing laboratory in our country. It was tested against 6 of our closest competitors, none of who are here at the home show this year. But some of those names you might recognize. Lifetime by the West Bend Company, Salad Master, Cordon Bleu by the Regal Company, Carico, New Era, in 13 different categories, including handle strength, physical thickness, heat conductivity, heat retention, corrosion resistance. When the testing was completed, it wasn't even close. Platinum cookware stood head and shoulders above all the others. How many of you know who Bill Handel is? LA's #1 talk show radio host. How many remember comedic legend Dom DeLuise? Dom DeLuise and Bill Handel used to travel doing cooking shows promoting platinum cookware. Now, some of those features that we were recognized for, #1, our trivet feature. Remember, every lid acts as its own trivet, not a balancing act like our competitors use. All of the lids cradle safely in the handles. All the lids come with a temp alert knob. Stay cool handles, dripless edges, Nutrithermic compact base, 24-element construction, but most importantly, it comes with an unlimited, unconditional warranty, good for your lifetime, the lifetime of your children and their children's children. And there's no receipts or certificates to hang on to forever and ever. The platinum warranty is stamped on the bottom of every piece of our cookware. Sound expensive? It is. But how many of you here believe you get what you pay for? How many of you bought cheaper and regretted it later? We've all learned a lesson or two in life, haven't we? And what we learn over the years, ladies and gentlemen, is that when you buy quality, then you only have to buy it once, right? Now, more importantly, how does the cookware work? Well, I'm going to let you all be the judge of that one, because now we're going to taste our food. Anyone remember how much water we started out with in our boiled carrots? Started out with in our boiled carrots. It was about a cup, wasn't it? Let's see how much water we've got left. Started out with a cup, and now it looks like we got, uh-oh. Where did the rest of the water go? It evaporated. And what went with it? All the vitamins and the nutrients. You know, Dr. Mayo, the Mayo Clinic, says if you're going to cook your vegetables in this fashion, it's much better for you if you'll eat your peelings, drink the broth, and throw what's left away. Doesn't that sound silly? How many of you here drink tea or coffee? What do? We boil our coffee grounds and our tea leaves, we drink the tea and the coffee, and we throw what's left away, right? Makes sense, there's nothing left in them anymore. No difference with your vegetables, ladies and gentlemen. You see, you had all the good stuff here, but now it's all here. And what do we do with this? Want to know who the best fed member of your household is? The garbage disposal. Now that you boiled all the flavor out of those carrots, what do you got to do to them to make them taste better? Butter and salt them, absolutely. And the conversation around our dinner tables goes something like this. Gee, I wonder why I can't lose any weight. Wonder why my blood pressure is so high. Must be genetic. Newsweek magazine calls this heart attack in a box. They call this low-fat butter. You want to know why? Because it puts fat on the lower part of your butt. Read the label, folks. There is nothing from a farm in that bottle. Haven't you read what they're telling us now? If you're going to use a pat of butter, go back to the real thing. See, God made this. God only knows who made that. Now our vegetables we cook using no water. Being long-winded as I am, this pan has been sitting over here on this cold pan for, I don't know, 15 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, with just a couple of minutes of energy from that stove. What I'd like for you to do now is to carefully touch the top and the bottom of the pan. Carefully. Isn't that amazing? That's the carbon steel in the pan that will actually retain the heat for up to 40 minutes after you turn your burner off. Whoa, stop. I said carefully. Isn't that amazing? Now what's actually happening in that pan right now? It's still cooking. The pan is doing the cooking for me, not the stove.
Nice.
Isn't that amazing?
I love that.
Imagine how much money you would save if every time you cook you could turn your burner off 1/3 in your normal cooking cycle, right? I said carefully. Yes. Imagine how much money you would save if every time you cooked you could turn your burner off 1/3 in your normal cooking cycle, right?
Oh yeah.
Carefully touch it. Yes. Now let's see what the vegetables look like. On the count of 3, I want you all to say wow. Ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Wow. Living food for living people in living color. The red is red, the green is green. Isn't that beautiful? Now, if you need a hot plate, remember every lid doubles as a hot plate. Or if you have one of those demanding spouses at home that says, honey, why isn't my supper on the table? You tell them it is. Sit down and eat. Now, you know how us men always do the dinner dishes after dinner every night, right, fellas? We hate cleanup too, don't we? What would your pan look like full of vegetables on a stove of high heat with no water? Yeah, I bet so. I bet it doesn't look anything like that, does it? Isn't that amazing? Let's see how much food that little tiny pan made. You see, with this cookware, we don't use water. See, you'd have to use a pan twice the size because you're putting food and water together. With this cookware, ladies and gentlemen, smaller is actually better. Okay? And now our fried chicken and baked potatoes on the count of 3. I want you all to say, ooh, ah. Let's practice. 1, 2, 3. Really? Really? Come on, you guys. It's my last demonstration of the home show. I want everybody in the building to hear you. I'm going to feed you for free. Here we go. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, wow. It's the free food that gets them every time. Now, you saw me put that. Oh. Wow. Those potatoes made a mess of that skillet. Now, you saw me put that asparagus in there for just a couple of minutes because I like my asparagus al dente. And then, oh boy, did those potatoes make a mess of that skillet. Now, here is potato number 1. Isn't that beautiful? And potato number 2. Look at that. Now, you can call these baked potatoes, fried potatoes, heck, you can even call them mashed potatoes. If you like fluffy mashed potatoes, we got fluffy mashed potatoes for you. In less than 15 minutes total cooking time. And now our beautiful golden brown fried chicken, still dripping in its own natural juices, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing dry about that chicken breast. Now, look up here. If I was at home, I would take this electric skillet, just the way it is right here, and put it right into my dishwasher. You heard me right. Well, you have to unplug it first. Since 1958, these skillets have been completely immersible, which today means dishwasher safe. But I don't have a dishwasher here. Well, I do, but she hates it when I call her that. Everyone say hi, Julie. Now, that is a 350-degree skillet. This is cold tap water. Do not do this with your store-bought cookware. You'll warp it, ruin it, crack it. Now I'm going to take a little bit of that water. I'm going to let that set in there. And then I'm going to wipe it out with a what? Paper towel. That's how easy this cookware cleans up. Now, ladies and gentlemen, look up here one more time. Ta-da! A complete meal cooked in less than 15 minutes total cooking time. And this is a healthy meal, not a happy meal. Honest to goodness, how many of you truly believe if we started to cook and eat this way more often, we'd be a lot healthier? When would be a good time to start? We come to these shows looking for nice things for our homes and our families. You know, I said at the beginning of the demonstration, I have no idea what brought you to the home show this year, ladies and gentlemen. Some of you might be looking for some landscaping ideas, patio furniture, window treatments, or home decor. But let me tell you something. There is not one product in this entire home show you're going to walk through today that offer you and your loved ones more benefits than a set of Platinum Professional stainless steel cookware. More benefits in terms of saving time. How many of you here believe this cookware would save you a lot of time? How many of you here believe this cooker would save you a lot of money? You know what else this cooker would save? See that? Still there. You need to get that out of your diet. Remember, the only reason why we use this and other stuff like it is so food won't stick to our cookware. Remember, that's what grease, fat, lard looks like on your body, and this is what it looks like in your body. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we all started out like that, didn't we? Little children, little babies, clean, clear arteries. I got good news for you. Some of you might know this, most of you don't, but they now have clinical proof, clinical studies that show that our very own bodies have the ability to take that picture and reverse it. Have you read this? It's true. But you've got to change your diet. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over and over and expect a different result, because then that means you're insane, right? That's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over. One more point I want to make, ladies and gentlemen, probably the most important point. You see, what you need to understand, look up here. What you all need to understand is every single one of those products out there, they all have one thing in common. They all share this one very simple thing, and that is this. Sooner or later, they all have to be replaced. Right? Every single one of them, except for one. Your Platinum Professional Stainless Steel Cookware. It's a once-in-a-lifetime investment. Now, I told you this is my last demonstration of the home show. I'm allowed to give away a lot of free stuff. I'm going to do something very, very special for some of you. I cannot do this for all of you, but I am going to do something very special for some of you. I hope you take advantage of it. But here's where the rubber meets the road, the taste of the food. Please be very careful with these glass containers. These are all the toothpicks I have left for the rest of the day. When you are done with your toothpick, would you please lick it off real good, give it back to me so I can use it for the next demonstration? No, never mind. This is my last demonstration. But if you do find a wet one in there, flip it over, use the other end. How many of you normally eat butter and salt on your corn? Normally eat butter and salt on your corn. I want you to try a piece of my corn today using no butter, no salt, cooked with no water. Beth, you guys want to share a piece of corn? Sir?
On the way to the bathroom. Yeah, right.
Well, you guys were one of the first ones to sit down, so. Get some couples out there. There you go, sir. Honey. She comes every year, don't you, sweetheart? Every year she comes and sees me. All right, everybody have a toothpick? All right, here we go. I know you all know what boiled carrots taste like, but for the sake of the demonstration, I challenge you to try a boiled carrot, because then we're going to try the carrots that we cook with no water. Okay? So I'm going to start over here. Can I have you do me a favor? Can I have you take that plate and pass it right down the front row? There you go. Pass it right down the front row. What?
Oh, me?
Well, try your carrot. Try the carrot first. Okay. There you go. No, just pass it down. There you go. I mean, if you want to carry it around. Okay, look up here. These are the vegetables we cook with no water. Please taste the carrot first. That's our true taste comparison, right? Taste the carrot first, and then you're free to try anything else that you'd like, but please taste the carrot first. Okay, you want to grab that from me there? Got it?
Yes.
Don't drop that. There's going to be a lot of people mad at you. Here, let's put another plate in there and make it a little sturdier. Much better. There you go. All right, and then right behind that is the fried chicken. Everybody got a toothpick already? Holy, who did not get a toothpick? Right back there. You don't get toothpicks? Let me see your toothpicks. Everybody got one? Not you. You just got here. All right, watch this. How's the corn? I like your style. I gave a little piece of corn to this little granny in one of our demonstrations, and when we were done tasting the food, she comes walking up to me. She goes, "Oh, Chef Allen," she says, "I'm so impressed with this cookery." She says, "Do you accept this credit card?" I said, "Yes, ma'am. How can I help you?" She said, "Chef Allen, would you please show me the biggest set you offer?" I looked at the little woman and I said, "Well, honey, that's pretty much everything you see in my booth. It's called the Master Set." She said, "I'll take it." I looked at the little woman and I said, "Honey, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?" She looked up at me. She said, "Well, I'm 84. What's that got to do with anything?" And I said, "Well, honey, at your age now, you might not need the entire set. You see, we sell each piece individually, so I can make up a little set for you. We also have a layaway program if you happen to be on a fixed income or on a budget. Or we could do what's called a 3-pay on your credit card. That's where they ship it out to you right away, but they only bill your card 1/3 this month, 1/3 the next, 1/3 the following." She said, "Oh, Chef Allen, don't worry about me." She said, "There's plenty where this comes from." She said, "I'll just charge it all now, get it over with." She said, "I'll take care of the bill when I get it." She said, "But I am going to take the entire set." I looked at the little woman again and I said, "Honey, at your age, I truly believe you don't need that much cookware." She looked at me and she said, "Chef Allen, at 84, I don't need all this cookware." She said, "At 84, I deserve all this cookware." She said, "I've been coming to this show for years with my husband and he never let me sit and watch your cooking demonstration." I said, "He didn't?" She said, "No, sir. Always had to go where he wanted to go, see what he wanted to see, buy what he wanted to buy. He never let me sit and watch. But you see, Chef Allen, he's not with me now." I said, "Honey, I am so sorry to hear that." She said, "Oh, no, dear, you misunderstand. He's fine. I just don't bring him with me anymore." She got the whole set. Okay, this plate is going to be much heavier than the last two, so please use 2 hands as you're passing this to one another. You want to make sure that everybody gets to sample the chicken and potatoes. Now, this plate is going to be much heavier than those last two, so please use 2 hands as you're passing this to one another. We want to make sure that everybody gets an opportunity to sample the chicken and the potatoes.